Hi YouTube, welcome back to my channel. This is my favourites of November video, even though we're well into December now, and I'm sorry about the December lighting. It's a really sunny afternoon and I'm sitting in the window, but even so, it's all a bit shadowy. But I wanted to share, notwithstanding it's a little bit late, the items that I've really been loving for the last month or so. First and foremost, quite an unexpected item, or rather I'm surprised that I've liked it so much. It's the Shimamura Choupette limited edition blush, a cream blush that I showed in a mini haul along with an eyeshadow last month. And I have to be honest, I bought it primarily because I love the cute packaging. I haven't used any Shimura makeup products for a long time, but I've found myself really loving this blush. And it's even more surprising because I'm not generally a huge fan of cream blushes. I do have a couple of the Chanel cream formulations and I much prefer their powders. What I do like about cream blushes is that they tend to last a bit longer on the cheeks, but I do find that they can be harder to apply for me than powders. The Chanel's, for example, I find I have to use a duo fibre and go quite carefully to blend in. The only other ones that I've used a lot in the past are Bobbi Brown's blush pots, and they're a much more sticky kind of traditional cream, which again I'd found quite hard to work with. However, this one I have found very easy. It's literally a finger job. It's again this kind of hybrid cream to powder, but slightly more emollient than the Chanel ones if you're used to those. Where it really differs from the Chanel is it's much more blendable for longer. You can use your finger to blend it out quite easily, and I find it lasts really well, gives a really pretty natural flush. I was almost tempted to go back and buy the coral as well. I've liked it so much. The other thing I like is that although it was quite an expensive product, or I thought so at the time, I have to go back and check how much it was. I mean, you can see that I have literally used this every day for a month or more or less every single day, and barely made any impression at all on this pot. So I really, really, really like the Choupette blush. I quite like the eyeshadows as well, but they didn't quite make the favourites. And then along with that, my other favourite face product for contouring, I've been going back to the old Soleil Tan de Chanel cream contour blush. It's a classic, again a very expensive product but lasts very well. It's just a really good shade for all sorts of skin tones. You do have to work at blending it out. I find I use a foundation brush actually to blend it for contouring, but again at this time of year I find the cream formulation much more forgiving than a powder. In fact, this month's favourites, just looking at them, are all about the creams. The highlighter I've been using the most as well is a creamy formulation from MAC. It was part of the Pedro Lorenzo limited edition in, I think, I don't know, April or May, springtime this year. And I didn't use it a lot then. It's called Hush, and it's a cream colour base. And I think, although this was limited edition, I'm not sure that the colour hasn't been part of their permanent collection. Certainly you can get cream colour bases, and they're a kind of unusual formulation, slightly sticky, and I think you're supposed to be able to wear them on eyes, lips, cheeks, everything, but I just use this kind of dotted over to give a nice sheen on cheekbones and brow bones. And again, I've been finding that more forgiving than powder highlights this last month when my skin has been dry. I've enjoyed cream eyeshadows as well. It won't surprise you to see Tom Ford's cream eyeshadow making the cut for the favourites. I bought both of the re-promoted shades. This one is Platinum and is my favourite of the two. Spice, which is a beautiful darker brown colour with a kind of reddish shimmer in it. I like the colour very much indeed, but it is a little harder to work with than this one I've found. I think because the cream is so pigmented, I find I have to apply it with a brush and blend out into the crease and round the eye with a brush. I'm not saying it's difficult to apply, it's not, but if you're really in a rush and just want to use fingers, then this shade is much easier. This is the Platinum, a beautiful complex shimmery taupe, not too shimmery, the tiniest touch. I mean, you can see again, I've used this product quite a lot last month, several times a week at least, and I've barely made any impression on it. There you see it going on. It's a really beautiful, flattering shade, just on its own with some mascara and perhaps a bit of liner, or as a base for more complicated looks with powder on top. Really recommend the Tom Ford colours if you can get hold of them. I've also liked the limited edition holiday colour from Chanel in Illusion d'Ombre in En Voile. It's an unusual shade for this time of year, I think. A complex, slightly, well, very shimmery peach, their usual cushiony formula. Not that different from Merveille, I think. Slightly more subtle and slightly more shimmery, almost glittery. Beautiful sheen to it. I know some bloggers and YouTubers have said they think this is a really kind of party colour and not suitable for the office or the day. I have to say, I work in a very conservative work environment, and I've worn it. I don't think it's too glittery during the day. It's quite subtle and just gives a nice polished, brightening effect to the eye. Very simple to do in the morning. So I've been enjoying that. I haven't really worn it as an evening or party look. Then I've worn a whole variety of lipsticks in the last month. I've bought quite a few different ones, and so there hasn't been, one overall favourite. But I thought I would just feature this matte from Tom Ford, partly because I'm not usually a fan of matte, so I have been surprised that I've enjoyed this one as much as I have. This is Plum Lush. I don't know if it's limited or not. Very pigmented, but reasonably forgiving as mattes go. I mean, I won't say it doesn't sink a little bit into the fine lines around my lips. I try to put on some conditioning balm 10 minutes before I apply my lipstick in the morning. But what I really like about this is its longevity. I drink a lot of coffee, drink a lot of water, eat quite regularly, and I don't like to be applying my lipstick every 5 minutes. And with this, even when it starts to wear off, you definitely have a nice berry stain left on your lips for quite a few hours. So, and it's a very flattering colour. I really, really like that. And then while we're in the kind of cream theme, I guess, I've been loving Jo Malone's body creams, and particularly the Wood Sage and Sea Salt, a really nice fragrance that I thought when I first smelled it, they brought it out in the early fall, I felt it was quite a summer fragrance, but I'm not sure it is, because there's a sufficient kind of woody element to it to make it very appropriate at this time of year. Now, they've brought out the fragrance as well, which I haven't bought. I have tried it several times. What I really like about the cream is it's very long-lasting, the fragrance on your skin, and it's just a very clean, comforting fragrance that you can smell during the day, and it works as a base to other perfumes, and very, very moisturising. So they're quite an indulgence, these, and the pots are very heavy. I do find them a bit of a nuisance in the bathroom, but I am really enjoying that at the moment and last month. And then one item that's really this month, because I only opened it about 2 days ago, and I'm sorry to those in the UK because it's difficult to get. I mean, you can import it, but if you're in the States, Bath and Body Works. I like their antibacterial soaps for the bathroom and kitchen hand washing. And I just love this smell, winter. It's a real Christmassy smell to me. It's meant to be a blend of fresh pine, snowy citrus, and white woods. I had it in a candle last year and really liked it, but you don't always like the body products in the way you like the candles, but I really, really like this. It's just a gorgeous citrusy, piney, woody smell that just is very redolent of this time of year. So they've changed the formulation as well. This one kind of foams up. I feel it's slightly less harsh than the anti-bac formulation they had with the kind of little bubbles in it that I did feel dried my skin a little bit. I haven't felt that with this. So I haven't used that for a whole month, only a few days, but Christmas will be over by the time I make my next favourites video. So I thought I'd pop it in this one. So there we go, a little late. Favourites of this month. I'll be doing my empties in the next few days as well, and I have bought quite a few different products as well, so look out for those videos. In the meantime, speak to you soon. Bye for now.